Hey guys, what's good? Hope everybody's doing well, and I wanted to make a couple of quick videos this weekend about some watches that I have been wanting to feature. And here's a nice chunky watch. It's a RESCO, R-E-S-C-O, from a company called RESCO Instruments out of legendary, scenic, sunny Coronado, California. And because it's from Coronado, you may have guessed that this has some affiliation with the U.S. Navy SEALs, and indeed, it's a former SEAL that made the company, and it's a pretty successful company. They've been around for a while, been making watches for a while, and they have a very unique, very specific aesthetic. Let's see here now. Let's take a look at the watch itself. 40 millimeter diameter with 20 millimeter lugs. A really thick watch though. Really nicely made. It has 200 meter water resistance made out of really good 316 L stainless steel, and it has a really nice thick dome sapphire crystal with a little anti-reflective coating on the inside of the crystal. 20 millimeter lugs, and you can open up these really thick, really overbuilt lug bars using a pair of hex screws. You need one on each side. It's actually pretty easy to do. Let's set the time and keep talking about it. So I'm going to look at my Tag Heuer Aqua Racer, and it looks like it's about 2:20, a little past. Notice that this is just time only. Screw down crown, of course. And this actually comes with a Salida automatic movement now. It initially came with like this inexpensive Russian-made movement, ironically. It's kind of weird for an American-made watch, but then they had so many QC issues with that poorly made movement that they switched to an ETA movement, now finally a Salida movement. It's a pretty cool company because I could have this ETA automatic changed out to a quartz version of this watch if I wanted to. Or I could even, if I had one of those older Russian-made movements, I could send it back and they could upgrade it to an ETA. So yeah, smooth winding, easy, typical of any ETA movement. And so let's see here. We said it was a little past 2:20. So let's pull out the crown. Of course, it has that ghost spot. A lot of watches have that. Look how nice and thick the hands are. Just super legible. I love the really thick, chunky markers. You know, this watch comes in a couple of different styles. This is the Patriot 1. There's also Patriot 2. They also have some GMT watches. But yeah, just a really cool watch. This is the RWB for red, white, and blue. You can see that red seconds hand with that little trident right there. Really cool. RESCO in blue. Let me show you the bezel action. It's really chunky, really cool bezel, and I really love the action on it. Listen, it's not too loud, you know what I mean? It's not too ratchety. It's super, super, super secure. So the build quality, I think it's just really, really, really excellent. Let me get it on my wrist and we'll keep talking about it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back, and let me put this on a really simple 20 millimeter NATO strap. It's really built for a NATO. You know, those thick spring bars, those thick lug bars make it just tailor-made for that. Beautiful day here, a little windy, kind of cool, but yeah, it's like a really nice day out. So yeah, easy. So you can see what it kind of looks like there. Just a really thick, chunky, purpose-made watch. This one has been used and abused. So per, you know, recommendations, it has been pounded. And let's see here. Let's see what this thing looks like on the wrist. Super legible. You know, really reliable watch, and one that you can really feel confident in. You know, I mean, you can take this and just beat the heck out of it. It's going to be good to go. Like a lot of these brands, these American military watch brands, you know, they offer a lifetime warranty, and then you can just send the watch back, and then they'll work on it and send it back to you. So I really, really appreciate it. And there you see it on the wrist. You know, it's a 40 millimeter watch, but it wears pretty large, you know, just because of how thick the watch is. But I really like it. I mean, the instant legibility, I think, is a big advantage of this watch. It's really simple to use, simple to tell the time, and, you know, I can see the appeal of something like that. It doesn't have a date, so it's very purpose made, and I really like what RESCO is doing. Now the watch isn't cheap. In fact, the watch is a little bit expensive. You know, the MSRP on these is almost $2,000. I think $1,995 is the price, and they frequently will offer like a 15% discount. But even at that price, I mean, you're looking at about $1,600 for their watches. So it's not an inexpensive watch, but man, it's a really well-made watch. And I, for one, have no problem paying those kind of prices for a watch if I am, you know, if I appreciate what the brand is trying to do. And in this case, it's kind of like a family business kind of thing. You know, it's a small operation, it's an American operation, and I am all about supporting those small businesses that are trying to make a name for themselves and put out designs and put out watches that enthusiasts like myself can really enjoy. I really appreciate and respect brands that do that. You know, I'm sure it's not easy to do, and to see a brand like RESCO really do that is, I think, impressive and kind of inspirational even. You know, RESCO is one of many brands, maybe one of the first brands to put out watches in kind of the mode of like a former military operator, or somebody in the military establishing a watch brand and then bringing some new designs and some new ideas to market. I can think of RESCO. There's a brand called Sangin, S-A-N-G-I-N, and I actually featured that brand on one of my previous videos briefly. And there's another brand that I think is really interesting called Ares, A-R-E-S. These are three American-made watch brands, or USA-based watch brands that, you know, do their assembly in the United States and have brought some new interesting designs to market. Because it's interesting to see watches that are not just, quote, military inspired, but actually military designed by people that have been there, people that have done that, and people that understand what a watch needs to be and what it should be. For those really purpose-driven for those purpose-driven design choices, I think the money is well spent on a brand like this. You know, on the secondary market, you know, as always, you can certainly get these at a discount, and prices are kind of like, you know, $1,000, $1,200. Mine is an older one. I've had it for a long time. So this is the Patriot 1, but there's an upgraded version of the Patriot 2, as in also. Some have dates with them, some don't, and there's all kinds of different, like, interesting versions of all of their watches. So guys, I hope you like a quick look of an American brand. This is RESCO, R-E-S-C-O, and this is the Patriot. All right, be on the lookout for another video coming really soon on another watch, guys. Listen, I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for hanging in there. I promise to keep putting out content just as often as I realistically can, guys. Take care. God bless. Bye.